So in today's video, we're going to be showing you all the things that we got for Christmas and at the House of Trains in Omaha. We went there the day after Christmas. They were open, and we got a whole bunch of really interesting things. So I'm going to show you the first thing. None of these are in order. These are all just kind of whichever ones I get to first. So this one came from the House of Trains here. This is a Rossi Big Boy. So this one, it was pretty cheap. It was only $75 for a Big Boy. Is a pretty good price, and it's in very good shape, not missing any parts. The reason was because it had probably been in a wet environment for quite a while, because it had quite a bit of corrosion on a lot of the handrails, some of the wheels, and a lot of the contacts for the motor and everything. They were pretty green, and they still are a little bit, as you can see, but they're a lot better, and the engine now runs. When we got it, the motor did work, but the wheels, it wouldn't drive. You had to put wires up to the motor to actually get it to run, but it actually ran pretty good just on those wires, but it wouldn't pick up any power through the tracks because of dirty contacts. And the tender's in very good shape. Now it had a different coupler. The one that was on there before was this is one of the old, well, it's not old, but it's one of the European style couplers to hook with a lot of like Hornby engines and that kind of stuff. But I switched it out for a regular horn hook coupler that would go on one of these. Somehow I had one of the ones that's this style, so I didn't have to modify anything. But it does run very nice, and it's in really good shape. It's a nice looking engine, number 4005. So then I got this at the House of Trains as well. I'm pretty sure this is a Tyco. It's a crane, it works, and the only thing is it's missing the hook, but it does go up and down and everything. And it's in very good shape too. Very interesting how, just the way it looks, it's a very unusual kind of crane. Then this one here, this is a Illinois Central high side box car, I guess. It's a Tyco one, Illinois Central. I really like the paint. It's nice and bright orange, and Illinois Central is very interesting as well. Then over here, these are ones that I got for Christmas. These were in the video where I got stuff from Caboose Stop. These are just the ones that I got. I just gave them for Christmas. I just had them saved for Christmas. So these are Varney ones. They don't say on the bottom, but they say on the inside of the plastic pieces. They say Varney on them. But they're in very good shape now. I cleaned the ends so they're not like corroded anymore, even though it's plastic. It had some sort of weird corrosion on them. But they're really nice, and I had to replace one of the springs on the trucks because it was gone. Then my brother, he got this one. This is a Scale Trains SD40-2. It's really nice, but it has a little bit of a running issue. It doesn't always start. You have to turn the motor to get it to start sometimes. But it's in very good shape, and it's a really nice looking one. He got that at House of Trains as well. Then my brother got me these for Christmas. These, most of them are, the two are Lionel, and then that's a Mantua Reefer car, I think. So these were ones that he found on eBay. The main one he was going for was this. This is a Lionel radioactive waste car. These are very interesting. They have a light on the inside that turns on when it rolls around. So that one's a really nice one. I had to do some work to it because it was in a wet environment too. It was really corroded and everything, but it works good now. And it's actually in fairly good shape now, as you can kind of see. And then one of the other ones that came with it is this. This is another Lionel. It's a Gondola, New York Central with Michigan Central on it. But it's a really nice one. It's got the weird couplers that Lionel used back in the 1960s. So those are really nice. And then the last one, which is this is the Mantua Reefer box car. This is a really nice one too. It's one of the old ones with the metal bottom. So those are really nice. Then down on the bottom track are some more. My brother, I got this one for him for Christmas. This is a red Caboose Models Box Car. Another Reefer box car. It's a really nice one. It was brand new, so I'm not really that good with brand new stuff. It's not stuff that I'm that interested in. But then he also got these. These are Walther's ones. Golden West Service hopper cars. So they're really nice as well. There's 4, but one of them he's working on. And then he got this one. This is a Everywhere West. This is an AccuRail kit. These are a little more interesting to me because this was an unassembled kit, but he put it together, and it looks really nice. And then down on the end scale layout, these are ones that I got as well for Christmas. These are ones that were in the Caboose Stop video as well, but I just got them for Christmas. So this one is the Atlas one. It's the, I don't know what these are, C-liner probably. It's got the weird drive system in it. It's only front wheel drive, but it does run pretty good now. But it didn't run before. None of these engines really ran before. Then there's the Mahano one, the Alco. That's a really neat one, and it also runs pretty good. Then the Amtrak one we figured out is a dummy. There's no motor in it, but the light is wired up, so we'll have to just connect it with other engines. And then the Revell one. That one actually runs pretty good as well. It's a neat one. I really like that one, since you don't see too much N-scale stuff in the first place, and to have a steam engine is also kind of cool. But that one's really neat. The weird thing about it is, on the tender, it only says Wabash on one side. It says it there, but then that side, for some reason, is completely blank. I don't know if they just forgot to put the tampo on, or if there was never one to begin with, or if it was just an aftermarket thing. So then over here we've got some more just random odds and ends. So there's a lot of AHM motor parts in here, just a lot of chassis, wheels, and everything. So these were all just like $5 for the whole box. They were just in an Athearn box, and there's a lot of good parts in there. A lot of wheels, bases, screws, nuts and washers, that kind of stuff. So those are really nice to have for, especially if you do a lot of working on engines. And then over here, there was a box that just had some, just an Athearn box, but it has a bunch of old freight car kits. The Pure Marquette one and the Dry Ice one are both metal with a wood base, and the one over here, the Texas and Pacific, is just an completely unassembled, all wood kit. The sides are all like kind of card material, and they're all pretty much complete except for the wheels. None of them have wheels or trucks except for the Pure Marquette one, which is the trucks but no wheels on it. And the Texas and Pacific one, it's got all the parts. Like there's the base, the roof is this piece of wood here, a lot of the doors, and these are probably all from the sides that were cut out. But they're all complete, and those will be future projects as well. We'll have to build those up, and they'll all look really nice, especially this one. This one's a really nice one. It's got the door for the other side in the box, but it's not on there at the moment. And then some O-gauge stuff. The only O-gauge engine that I got was this. This is an American Flyer number 3100. So this is pre-war one. As you can see, it says on the bottom, don't have any American Flyer engines that are like this one, but the motor does spin. It's very stiff, but the motor does work, and the essential parts are there for the driving, for the motor and everything. So everything else that's missing is just cosmetic, and I believe that we can get this one running, and I can get some parts for it. I'll either make some or find some online or something. But it's a really nice engine, and it was only like $20. So for something that old and for something that unusual, it's kind of nice. And then this one here, this is a Lionel Sunoco tank car. This is a pre-war one, and it was only $3, probably because there's no coupler on this side, but I've got a bunch of extra couplers of this style, so I can just put one on there, and we'll have a really nice tank car for really inexpensive. Then, one of the most interesting things is this. This is a Model T kit. It's one that would drive on the tracks. It's got a box cab bed on it, so it does have a motor that will fit inside. As you can see, here's the base for it. It's just got a little tiny 3-pole motor, I think. Yeah, 3-pole motor. And then this would go over it, which is, as you can see, kind of like a refrigerated bed or something. And then here's the cab right there. Really neat looking thing. And all the rest of the parts and instructions are in here, and a couple more instruction sheets there. But it doesn't say on any of them what brand this thing is, so I have no idea. If anybody has any idea, you might put it in the comments, because I am not sure. I've never seen one quite like that. And then over here with something a little bit off topic. This came from the Brass Armadillo in Omaha. This is an old Westinghouse, I think it's an AC or DC. It's got a brushed motor on it, which is kind of unusual for a fan. And I put some oil on it. It works pretty good, but it's just cosmetic is not very good. So that was pretty cheap. and it's a really neat looking thing. So that one will be a project as well. Over here on the workbench, there's a few other things. This is an Athearn. This probably was, yeah, you can tell. It was definitely in a flood. The motor is in not too bad a shape, actually. It does work, and it does spin fairly easily considering what the trucks are like. So that one I believe we can get going. That's going to be a future project. This one here is a lifelike. It's missing one of the brushes, so I'm going to have to find one for that, but I don't have one of these style, and it was also pretty inexpensive. And then this one here, this is a Roundhouse Kit. So this one, it runs, but it needs just some running in, and it's been oiled and everything, probably more cleaning, but it's in pretty good shape. It just needs a screw for the front to hold the shell on. There isn't one, but as you can see, here's the original box that it came in, and it came with a bunch of other parts and everything, and it's a very neat thing. And here's some more of the stuff. It came with a Chemtron instruction thing for more details, which is kind of cool because Chemtron stuff you don't really see anymore. And then the last thing was this. This is a little Rossi Dockside Switcher. This one probably came from the same place that this one did, except that one was in much worse shape, the Dockside Switcher. The motor does work because I had to completely take it apart because it was just rusted beyond belief. But the motor is in very poor shape. It's very worn. As you can see, the bearing has a lot of play in it because it's probably just been so worn over time, and I've had to do a lot of modifying, and the motor's definitely not in prime shape. And then as you can see, the weight is definitely in bad shape, so that's going to have to be worked on. But I've done a I'm working on a restoration video for it, so you'll be able to see that. But you can see the drive rods are definitely better than they were. This thing was in very bad shape before, and it was only like $1, so I kind of had to get it just to see if I could get it running. And the motor does run, so I believe that this thing actually will be a success. So that's going to be a future one as well. But oh yeah, and then this thing. This came from the Brass Armadillo too. This is a Matchbox Commer pickup. It's been painted not very bad. So whoever painted it before did a very good job because they took the base off before. And I think I'll probably repaint this one as well. But that's all the stuff for over here. The last things are over here. These are all the freight car kits that my brother got, or the freight cars. This is the one, the red Caboose one, and then just some more Athearn box cars. This one here, Clinchfield, that's a really cool one. This one he got at House of Trains. And then this one I got this one for him for Christmas. This is one of the Broadway Limited track mobile little diesel things. These are really neat, and it runs really good. It's nice and slow. So that one, I might do a video on that. It'd be a very interesting one. And then this one, which is a Lifelike Proto 2000 SD9, a Great Northern one. That one I got for him for Christmas, along with the red Caboose box car and the little track mobile. So that one's a really nice one as well. That one I got used. But this one was brand new, so it was as expensive as they usually are, because you don't hardly ever see these. But I think that's going to be it for this video. That's all the stuff that we got for Christmas and at the House of Trains. So, I think, Merry Christmas, Merry Late Christmas. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.